Welcome back to the Market Herald. I'm Simon Drucker. Thanks so much for joining us. You're watching The Top Line. Star Navigation bridges the gap between flight experience and flight safety. In the aerospace industry, the Ontario-based aviation safety tech company offers both hardware and software solutions that work in real time. The company continues to gain traction with its technology across multiple segments of the entire aviation sector. To learn a little bit more about the company today, especially its unique technology, I'd like to welcome back to the top line the company's Director and Investment Strategy Officer, Anoop Brar. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much, Simon. Thanks for having me again.
Anytime. So let's get right into it. Let's start quickly by recapping your company's technology and why you've had such a great reception so far from clients, potential clients. Tell us why.
Star Navigation is innovative. It's leading edge. We are actually doing something that other technology companies aren't doing. They're taking data post-flight. What we're able to do is we have edge computing. We are able to compute computers and sensors on the aircraft in flight while it's still en route. And that is what distinguishes us from everybody else.
I was going to say as a follow-up, that's the technology itself is what distinguishes you from your competitors, right?
Absolutely, yes. So we have a trademark. It's called the ISMS, which is the in-flight safety monitoring system. And the key word here is in-flight, and that's what really distinguishes us. It's being able to capture information from the different data buses on an aircraft, being able to analyze that. And what's most important is the world of artificial intelligence, edge computing, big data. We're able to use the analysis and algorithms on board to these analyses. What that helps with the aviation industry is that we can actually do benchmarking while an aircraft is flying, find out when has an aircraft parameter exceeded its standard operating procedures, send alerts and transmissions through Iridium satellites. And then once the information comes on the ground, just like a stock market, we can start building trends in real time. So the engineers on the ground can use tools, artificial intelligence algorithms to detect when could an anomaly potentially happen. And that's how we optimize safety, performance, and profitability for these airlines.
Let's piggyback off the safety there and the alerts. I have heard that if your technology was on every commercial airliner in the world, there would be no more mysterious flight disappearances. Aircraft investigators would have a much easier job. Why is that?
Because we are able to take the data, analyze it in flight, transmit the key parameters through satellite to the ground. And those key parameters include everything from engines, the airframe, pilot information, how an aircraft is being flown, and positional data. So I know you're kind of referring to the Malaysia MS-370, which went missing, but we would have been able to figure out what went wrong. And that data from the black box would have been able to stream directly from Iridium satellites to the operations. So it would have helped with post-investigative analysis. Most importantly, we would have been able to get key positional data while an aircraft unfortunately went into the sea. And that would have helped so many millions of dollars from being spent by locating the black box, which is still post-analysis. We could have done that in flight.
And like we were talking about before, it doesn't matter where that plane is, whether it's over the most desolate part of the ocean or an unpopulated jungle underneath, that data is still being tracked, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
It's being tracked, it's being analyzed, it's being transmitted, and the data comes in the hands of the operators. So it doesn't really go directly to the OEMs, the Boeings, the Airbuses, which are the manufacturers, or the engine manufacturers like the Rolls-Royce, the GEs, the Pratt & Whitneys. It's actually being owned by the airline, and rightfully so. And so they can now analyze the data and use their own discretion in terms of how they can optimize their own operations.
And the technology itself, you as a company have hopes that it can transcend the aviation industry itself eventually and be used in other applications, correct?
And we currently are. You might have heard about an LOI that we signed in Kenya for the LabSat program. And LabSat is very interested in us for tracking their marine, their ships, the trains, the boats, all the different cargo that's actually flowing through the sub-Saharan continent. And that's really important. And so we as a technology company are able to get key data parameters and give it in the hands of the operators. So in case of LabSat, we're helping them with positional data. We're helping them with geofencing so that some marines don't go into territories that they're not supposed to. And so our technology can be applied in many, many different fields.
Speaking of the technology, the AI functionality of the whole thing, why should investors be excited about the inequality of it?
Yeah, AI is not really just a buzzword that we just throw around. AI is so critical. You might have seen everything from ChatGPT to AI now creating videos and photos. AI is something that is the future. And to create that future, we need data. And Star Navigation has the capabilities of actually capturing that data and being able to analyze that. And to reduce the manual laborious process, we implement artificial intelligence models and predictive maintenance algorithms to help us optimize that. Because there's a lot of calculations that as humans we can't do, but artificial intelligence, machine learning technologies which exist now are able to further enhance that for us.
So you mentioned AI is the future. Where does the technology go from here?
From here, innovation is what leads to growth. And for Star Navigation to grow, we need to constantly innovate on the whole entire value chain of the company. Everything from marketing, in terms of pricing. How do we make sure that the pricing is more affordable to the airlines, pivoting towards perhaps a subscription SaaS model? Then it comes to the technology itself. How can we make sure that this network edge technology, this computing power that is installed on an aircraft is always leading edge? We're always in front of the competitors. And not only that, but then we can implement blockchain technology. With blockchain, now you will have integrity of the data that's coming off an aircraft. So regulators know that the data that's coming off, the reports that are coming, they're integral. They're not compromising on the safety. They're not compromising on anything else that these aviation companies are putting forward to the regulators. There's companies like Starlink. Starlink is providing continuous streaming of data. Imagine if we could now continuously stream all the data. And so there's endless opportunities, endless innovations that we can get into. And we're pretty excited to do that.
You mentioned excitement. We've talked about the future, short-term future, all the rest of 2023 here. What should investors be excited about? What are we looking for in the short to midterm?
Short term, closing on the LOIs that we have, closing and getting more sales, getting installations done. In my last interview, I talked about the road to 300. We're very excited about getting 300 orders this year. And to do that, we are aggressively marketing ourselves. We're not only in Africa, but other continents as well. We have opened doors towards the LabSAP program. That LabSAP actually got us more interested from other regions in Southeast Asia, as well as in Africa. So when it comes to tracking of marine, tracking of an analysis of the aviation industry, I think all we need right now is to be able to put ourselves out there, showcase the true value, and we're ready to take on the aviation industry.
All right, sounds good. Is there anything else we haven't touched on right now that is important?
No, I think we touched on a lot of things, and it's the power of the technology that we have. And I think investors should be very confident in what they have invested in. And new investors should know that we are at the forefront of innovation. We're at the forefront of making sure that the legacy systems that the airline industry is currently using is being enhanced by real-time data that can now come in the hands of these operators.
Well, that's all the time we have. Thanks as always for stopping by. It's always a pleasure. You're welcome back anytime.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Simon.
All right. Thanks so much, Anoop. That is Anoop Brar with Star Navigation, the Director and Investment Strategy Officer. The Ontario, more specifically Toronto-based company, trades on the Canadian Securities Exchange under the ticker symbol SNA. You can also visit them at star-navigation.com for more information. Thanks again for watching The Top Line. Until next time in Vancouver, I'm Simon Drucker.